Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. Now, to me, organization is about creating systems that work for you. And productivity to me is about really making the most of my time. Not necessarily cram packing my day, making sure that at every point in the day I'm doing something, but it really just about making better use of my time and being more efficient with my time. So in all, organization and productivity to me is about creating systems that work for me, that allows me to be more efficient. A lot of you guys have been asking me, how do I do this? How do I stay organized? So if you're interested, keep on watching. Who's been asking? Nobody's been asking. You YouTubers always talking about people have been asking you this and that. So here's the video. Oh my. We just want to talk about this. Nobody's been asking anything. You know, I don't like it. Carrying on. One of the systems I have in place that helps me to stay organized and productive is keeping things out of my head. You can't remember everything. I won't remember everything, you won't remember everything. So to be safe, I encourage using to-do lists, reminders, and Google Calendars. These are wonderful. You can make a list at the start of your week or at the start of your day. It keeps you directed. And for me, it lets me feel like I'm in control. It keeps me sane. And the reality is, as we go through our day, we tend to be tugged left, right, center, all over the place. But having a place where we know that this list is, or where we make the list, it keeps us grounded and keeps us directed. To-do lists are awesome. I think they're my favorites. I like making lists, grocery lists, to-do lists, all sorts of lists. And I would encourage you to do it in the same location all the time. So you can choose to do it electronically or using a paper and a pen. But if you choose to use a paper and a pen, ensure that you do it in the same book all the time. Don't do it on some scrap paper you're going to lose, or when you're ready to check, you don't know what book you wrote it in. Reminders are great for time-sensitive stuff. For example, you have to send an email by 9 o'clock, you need to follow up with somebody at 11. These are great. I set reminders in my phone because, like I said, don't keep it in your head. You likely won't remember. And these things are created to help make your life easier, so use them. I often come off as having it together and being organized when really and truly I don't remember nothing. I depend on these systems I have created that helps to keep me organize and just keep things flowing. And calendars, Google Calendars are wonderful. I mostly use them for birthdays. I'm that friend that always remember birthdays because I put them down in Google Calendars. And the good part about it is you can set it to say, okay, remind me annually, so it will always every year remind you the day before or whenever you set it to remind you that, hey, it's Sarah's birthday. There I go with Sarah again. But you get what I mean. Because this was a feature I loved with Facebook. The fact that them tell you, say, hey, it's somebody's birthday. I'd be like, oh, right. But I don't really go on Facebook that often again. And if you're like me, you will definitely find Google Calendars your best friend when it comes down to remembering those valued people in your life birthdays. One of the next things that help to keep me organized and productive is minimalism. Now, minimalism is a broad topic. It's been something I've been exploring for about the last 6 months, and it's something I've been enjoying. It really is a mindset that encourages that less is more. Encourages you to be more intentional about the items you keep and your purchases. So with that being in mind, if being more intentional about the items you keep and your purchases, naturally it reduces clutter in your life. And with less clutter, you automatically kind of be more organized because you're a lot more intentional about your physical space, your mental space, even the space on your phone. You're a lot more intentional about what you keep. Therefore, you have a whole less of unnecessary clutter, and it really is something that I've been enjoying. I would really like to make a video on it, given you guys are interested in the whole concept and idea of minimalism, how it works. It's different for everybody, and how it has brought me to be even more organized and productive. One of the big things I would encourage when it comes on to being organized is is that right? One of the big things about becoming organized is that, yes, we want to be organized, but you can't just get up and say, okay, I'm going to be organized. You need time to dedicate to being organized. So I tend to do this at the start of my day. So every morning I tend to get up I'm an early riser. And I tend to, at that time, take the time to say, okay, what do I want to accomplish today? And on Sundays, I tend to make a grander list of things that, okay, this is what I want to accomplish for the week. And then I tend to break it down as I go through the week per day. I would recommend this. Everybody needs the time. So you need to take the time to become organized. If it's that you're unorganized in your physical space, you need to take the time to say, you're going to dedicate an hour a day to, today's the kitchen, you're going to just tackle one cabinet. And it's a process. So be kind to yourself. Take the time you need to actually get organized. When it comes on to organization in my physical space, I have a few videos here on YouTube that I've shared. So clearly, I've been telling you guys that I really like organization. But what I've found that helps me to keep my space organized is small things every day. So I don't like to work, so I don't like to pile things up. So I tend to do small things daily. So today, for example, I do the dishes every day. I make my bed every day. I tend to sweep up the kitchen every day because that's where, things fall on the floor there more. So by doing these small tasks that take 2 minutes, 3 minutes daily, I help to maintain my system of cleanliness and organization instead of having it pile up and then I flush done and then I have this whole bag of work. So I'd encourage to do small things every day. Where do you find a 5 minutes or 10 minutes at your office and your desk is always crammed with paperwork, and wherever you find that 10 and 5 minutes, just organize the paperwork on your desk. File things away that needs to be filed. Organize your email, which is another thing. I take time sometime when I find that 5 or 10 minutes to just go through my downloads and clear to organize things that are on my desktop. While on the topic of physical space, I encourage having a designated location for everything. Everything as a home is what I call it. So in creating systems and even trying to do small things daily, you need to know where to put those small things. So this is where you put it there. This is where that is stored. Have a home for everything in creating your system so that you can easily just let your system work for you. You know where this goes. If it's at work on your computer, have folders. My last tip about how to stay organized and productive is discipline. Wanting to be organized, wanting to be productive, wanting to put in place these systems that work for you. Discipline is a big part of, getting anything done. Earlier up in the video, I mentioned to-do lists, and to-do lists I have down in the description box below. You can click the Google link. I have designed some templates for you. I've found that in making to-do lists, sometimes just a pretty to-do list tells me want to go through the list. It makes me want to be productive, makes me want to be organized. I've designed some beautiful templates for you that you can use as your to-do list and your weekly organizer. If you're interested, just click the Google link down in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.